This episode of the Getting Chicked podcast is presented by Zappos. Zappos is an online retail destination for the best in footwear, offering the selection and expertise runners need to take on every day with confidence. Zappos carries an extensive assortment of performance running shoes and go widths from leading brands including Hoka, Nike, Brooks, New Balance, Asics, On, and more. With thousands of options spanning categories including road, trail, and race day. From first-time joggers to marathon vets, Zappos has been a trusted destination for runners for over 25 years. Check out the latest selection of footwear on Zappos.com or in the Zappos app. Make sure you follow at Zappos for new releases, community spotlights, and more. Now, over to the show. Welcome back, everybody, to the Getting Chicked podcast. It is your girls. The trio is here, Megan, Karen, and Rachel, and I have so much FOMO because the two of you are in matching sweatsuits, sitting on a couch together, sharing a microphone in Chicago.
We're fully like Parent Trap twinning this. We are in gray sweats. We're sharing a corded microphone. We're gonna
sharing headphones.
And sharing headphones.
I have the left bud and Karen has
the right bud.
This is like millennials in middle school on the school bus when like one person had an iPod.
Yes.
Right. Oh yeah. And you really had to be like, hey, so I'll get rightsy if you get leftsy. But yeah, Rachel's in town. Rach, what are you in town for other than to see me?
Well, to see Karen. My cousin got married yesterday and it was such a magical, amazing day. I'll get into more of in the rundown, in the Tales from the Trails.
No, you're a professional runner that we're gonna cover.
This is news in the running world. My cousin got married.
Is she a runner?
No. Like, definitely a good athlete. Was a state champion tennis player.
Casual.
But not a runner. No, my cousins really aren't, which is kind of interesting. It is like, it's like, you know how I feel like in big families, each family has their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And our thing, the Didamio thing, is running.
Yeah.
But my mom is one of 5 siblings, so it's like everybody has their thing that they do.
I have to say I was pretty blown away because after we interviewed your sister last week, I was like, I'm going to like dive into the old college bio here. And so I pulled up her bio and it was like, prior to Stanford, and your family is unbelievable. Like your grandfather was an athlete. Like this is in your blood.
What did it say on her? I don't think I've said this on the podcast, but yes. One of my grandpas ran at Notre Dame.
Yes, I knew that.
And my other grandpa is an Olympic gold and silver medalist.
I know. It's nuts. I was reading about this and I was my jaw was on the floor. I was like, how does this not come up? I mean, personal. Here we go. I'm pulling up. Granddaughter of Olympic speed skating champion Terry McDermott.
Yeah. Honestly, I wonder if any of our listeners know who he is. It would be like, you'd have to be a speed skating fan. But in 1964, I'm going to go off on a soapbox now about my grandpa. In 1964, he won the U.S.'s only gold medal in those Winter Olympics. So he was pretty famous. When he came back to the States after he was interviewed on the Ed Sullivan Show, or he was on the Ed Sullivan Show on the same day the Beatles made their debut in the U.S., which is one of the top 10 like biggest days in American music history. Is like the day the Beatles performed on the Ed Sullivan Show. So my grandpa, this is like gonna just this. My grandpa is like my favorite person in the world too. He grew up in like a rural, like Essexville, Michigan, rural area. Was a barber, and you couldn't be a professional in any sense. Like you couldn't be a professional athlete. You had to be an amateur at the Olympics. So his job was being a barber. And so on the Ed Sullivan Show, they have him like fake cut the Beatles' hair because the Beatles' hair was so iconic. So we all have this photo. You can't see it. You probably can't see it, Megan. But it's like this photo of my grandpa cutting
Paul McCartney's hair.
hair. and they have it signed by Paul McCartney in their house.
Shut up right now. Well, I also am like a crazy Beatles fan. I like dove headfirst into that Disney documentary, which was like all of the unedited footage. I went to the Beatles museum. Like I love the Beatles at a weird amount as a millennial. Like I love Paul McCartney so much. So the fact that he was on this show, like I know exactly what show you're talking about. I know the day when the Beatles came over to the States because they hit number one. They weren't going to come over to the States until they were number one. Oh my gosh, your grandfather's a legend. I have to say, I also kind of felt bad for your brother Matthew because it's just like parents are John and Linda Damio. Sister ran for Notre Dame and was ACC runner-up in the 5K. Granddaughter of Olympic speed skating champion Terry McDermott. Racing the 500 meters, McDermott won Olympic gold in 1964. McDermott won silver in 1968. Grandfather Anthony and father John ran middle distance at Notre Dame. Brother is Matthew. Anticipates majoring in human biology. So I was a little sad for Matthew.
Savage.
Oh my God, no. I mean, Matthew is doing fine. He's a software engineer for Apple. He graduated with a CS degree in like 3 years. He's very smart, but he ran, but is, I would say, not like a super competitive runner like we are. But isn't that, that's funny. Brother is Matthew.
Wow, your family is just unbelievable. So I'm sure this wedding was competitive in some way, shape, or form. It had to be.
Oh my gosh.
They're all athletes in the room.
Yeah, well, my uncle giving the speech for my cousin did mention like that because her maid of honor was her doubles partner when they won the state title, which is like so cute. And you know how I tell you guys my grandma listens to the podcast? So that's my grandfather passed away about 2 years ago, but that is like my grandma's his wife. So I hope she's listening and gets a kick out of us talking about her husband, but she's equally legendary too.
I also want to say if we can clip a photo of that, Beatles photo and your grandpa for the pod. Rachel is a handsome grandpa. I hate to do that to you, but
Don't act all surprised.
But I just mean, when you like, John Mulaney does a joke of like when you stare at an old photo of a family member like a little too long, like the old photo of like a grandpa, and you're like, damn, grandpa kind of had it going on. So anyway, that's just me saying he's a handsome man, and I'm not that photo. I hope we're not going to tell anyone where her grandmother lives because that photo is probably worth an insane amount of money.
Well, interesting story about this. I don't know. I'm going to be like, Grandma, can we put this in the pod? Okay. So my grandma and grandpa had 5 kids. They all got this photo as like my grandma was giving them all this photo as like a gift for I don't remember when. They I don't know how they got in contact with Paul McCartney, but somehow they did, and he was like, I'll sign it. But he was like, I'm only signing one. I'm not signing the one for your kids because allegedly they're like nervous. I don't know if they thought we were going to resell it or like they're nervous about people selling things that have his autograph because then it makes it less valuable.
Wow.
Which is kind of interesting. Also, like we weren't going to sell it. Obviously, it's like a family thing, but yeah. So the signed one is probably worth a lot of money. The other ones are probably worth $15.99 on Kinko's. Just get a giant printout.
Paul McCartney is like one of the most fascinating people in the world to me. I find this so wild that he was one of the most famous people to ever walk the face of the earth, and his children went to public school. Nuts.
Yeah.
Just nuts. Anyways,
Wow.
Your grandfather's amazing. Your family is amazing. I'm glad that you got to celebrate with them in Chicago, and I'm even more glad that you and Karen are on a couch wearing matching sweatsuits. A little jealous.
Oh,
we
wish
jealous,
you were here.
We
I
keep
wish I
calling
was
ourselves Budget Alex Cooper.
Yeah.
We're like in like on clearance.
Temu
like,
Alex Cooper.
Timu Alex Cooper over here. People are like, wait, what? She really lost funding, didn't she?
She's pregnant now. She let herself go.
Yeah.
What?
They take one look at me. They're like, no, maybe that is her because she's pregnant. No, I'm kidding. I'm getting back into the mileage. That was a joke about me, maybe not being race fit right now, but I did run 4 miles today. So we're getting back into it. But I would love to know, I can jump into my tales from the trails if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was in Minocqua all last week.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, all the way up there. Yeah, so that's where my boyfriend works, and so I'm remote, and so I've been working up there for some of the weeks, and it's so nice. It's a totally different change of pace. It's just a long drive. So we get up there, and I've like been staying for the week a little bit and running on that bearskin trail, and I just can't say enough good things about the bearskin trail. It's like crushed stone. It goes for 21.5 miles. And then I did my classic Karen run where I do a Karen errand. And there was a farmer's market downtown Minocqua. And so I ran down town, which was about 2 miles, picked up some goodies and came back. And shout out to Gabby, because I'm going to say her last name properly, Gabby Henteman. I said Hechtman on the last time, and I sent her a DM and I go, I want to get ahead of the bad press, but I did as I was editing the podcast, I realized I totally butchered your last name. But I picked up some honey that is good for the allergens up in Minocqua in the fall. So I had, as I talked about on the pod, a bananas springtime Minocqua allergy attack, and so those are gone, but the pollen's coming up in the fall here. I wanted to get ahead of, so I got some honey that I think I'm going to try using as we approach like August, September, and hopefully my allergies won't totally freak out. But I ran home with that. I had a mini banana loaf in one hand and then honey in the other hand, and I just jogged my 2 miles back home. And it was a super fun day. Other than that, I did an insane 7-hour party bus yesterday for my 2 friends' birthday. They had a birthday party. And it was a long time on a bus, but I will say it was super fun. We stopped at all like iconic spots on the way to our hometown and back, and there was like 15 people on a bus. It was a good time. We went all the way to my hometown and back, and then just made some stops along the way. So that was literally my yesterday. And then, okay, sorry, last thing that I'll mention from my Tales from the Trails, I put this on my Instagram, and thank you to everyone who has responded, but I'm bike curious, cycle curious, and I'm looking to get a bike, as I think I've mentioned before on the pod. My boyfriend is very knowledgeable on bikes, so like he has, some ones picked out for me that he think I might like, but what really honed in, like what qualified for me in my DMs that a lot of you sent to me was like, go into the bike shop and actually try it on, because that's what he's been telling me. He's like, we got to go into the bike shop because there's like different sizes, and it's not based just on height and weight. It's kind of like limb size, and like you just got to see what really works well for you. Different materials, we got titanium, we got aluminum, we got carbon, and you got a road bike, you got a gravel bike. So the big question I had for the listeners was, should I go road or should I go gravel? And a lot of people said, unless you are solely just going to do it on the roads, get a gravel, because that's versatile. Like you can do that on the roads and the gravel and path, but like road bike is just for road bike. So that was a good little tip I got from everyone. I'm going to go gravel bike. So that's kind of where my journey's at. I'm not like 100% pain-free yet on the foot, but I'm getting there. I'm doing a ton of toe yoga and exercises and all that fun stuff. And we're getting there. We're bumping up the mileage. We ran 14 miles this week. Woohoo.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. And you're getting, like, you're starting to feel better. So that's very exciting.
Oh, and very last thing, went to a new masseuse yesterday and totally love her. Like I like bought a membership on the spot. It's the most Karen thing I think I've done. I go, I want to speak to the manager. I want a membership. And it was that good of a massage.
It was that good of a massage that I missed a call from Karen yesterday while I was getting ready for the wedding. And I was like, oh my God, what's up? And she goes, I just found the best masseuse. And specifically, the masseuse reminded her of our college masseuse, who is like an icon, Paula. I think she also listens. So if she's listening,
shout out Paula. It's Timu Paula. I want to be clear.
Yeah. Could not replace Paula, but was good.
Very, very close. And she really helped work out. I don't know what this muscle is. I don't think it's the soleus, but it's like that muscle really on the side of your calf near your shin bone, and she really worked that, and I think it really helped with the foot. So TBD, but she she had a good vibe about her.
Oh, I'm so due to go see Chris. I'm so due to see Magic Chris, my guy. I try to go once a month, but it's usually like a month and a half.
What's up with you, Megan? How have you been?
Oh my gosh. So, I'm good. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in a little bit of a funk this week with running because I'm coming off of a race that I was underwhelmed by. But I also have a lot of life stuff going on outside of running. So we're selling our house and we're moving to a new one. We close on the sale of our house tomorrow and we move to the new one at the end of the month. And for anybody who's moved, it's terrible. The entire process of purchasing a home, selling a home, moving, we have really smart people in this world. And the fact that this is still the process is like mind boggling because I don't think there's any way to do this without a ton of stress. So that's kind of where I've been at right now, just outside of running. And I think like whenever we're in a stressful period of time, it does impact our running, right? So I haven't had as much fun running this week, I will say. It was also extremely humid and extremely hot all week in Connecticut. So that was not fun. We are also in the middle of transitioning our 15-month-old from 2 naps a day to 1 nap a day. And it's not going well at all.
Ooh.
So I
What
think
does
we're
that
going to be
look
back
like?
on 2 naps.
What does that look like? Like how do you transition that? Do you combine them into a mega nap and like
So
minus
we
a half an hour or something?
push the morning wake window, try to get her to stay awake for lunch, feed her lunch, put her to bed. And then theoretically, she should nap like 2.5, 3 hours, but she's only been napping like 1 hour. And she used to do 2 2-hour naps. So she went from napping 4 hours in a day to now 1 hour. And it's just, she's overtired. We're overtired. It's been very bad. I think tomorrow I'm going to go back to 2 naps in some way, shape, or form, but it has not been going well. So running though, I had a great workout on Wednesday. And the positive thing about running is I think there is a silver lining from this underwhelming half marathon that I did. I got a lot of local press, which was very exciting. Some of my mom friends at the Y, they didn't know I was a runner. Now they know I was a runner. Like I got sent the Facebook article. Like I know, oh, we didn't know that you won the Fairfield half marathon. So that was kind of cool. And then you don't want to be the person that's like, but I ran slow, because then you sound super obnoxious to the outside running world. So that was very flattering and very nice. I don't usually go here on Instagram, but for whatever reason, this past week, I was in my request folder because people can send you messages, but you don't always see them. There was a request folder, and I normally don't open them, but I saw a girl whose profile picture was her running, and she sent me a message. So I looked at it, and she said, hey, at the Fairfield Half Marathon, you were cheering me on, and you gave me the boost that I needed at the end, and I just wanted to say thank you. And I was like, I don't even remember cheering anybody on, but that was wonderful. Because when I finished, I like went to jog back to cheer some of my friends on and like maybe run them in. And like on the way there, I just was like yelling at people. Not in a negative way. I was like, come on, go get them. And like specifically to the ladies, I was like, yo, pass those dudes, because I wanted them to chick them, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So apparently I left a mark on this girl. So I just wrote back. It's like, if you ever would like to share some miles, let me know. And guys, we got together and we ran. And she's new to the area, just moved here a couple weeks ago. We're in the same chapter of life, like both have young kids, both in our early 30s. And we exchanged numbers. So this is very exciting for me. I think it's really hard to find friends when you move to your like suburban era with children and like before your kids start school. Like once your kids start school, I think you have a lot of acquaintances and sort of like a mom group. But in the era that I'm in, before school, before preschool, before any of that, it's really difficult to meet people, especially people that are on the same schedule as you, especially people that like have the same interest as you, because you don't have much time to do anything. But it's like, well, you're going to run and I'm going to run, so let's run together. So I'm very optimistic about it. I'm excited. And it was just so great to like get together with somebody else and just share some miles. So that was really fun.
Oh my gosh, love that. Keep us posted.
Yeah. Sliding
I
in the
love
DMs
that.
to make friends. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be good. Rachel, what do you got?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I have a bunch of injury updates and all good. I feel like things are kind of looking up. I mean, I'm obviously still injured. I still haven't really done that much exercise. That's just the honest truth. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm a runner, not an exerciser. So I'm not a big like I don't love cross training. And then it's also I was really upset because aqua jogging bothered it. And so I've just been like waiting until kind of like things are better before I try again. But I'm hoping that can, because I don't mind the pool, I'm hoping that can work. So I am going to my first nutritionist appointment on Tuesday morning, and I will definitely let you guys know how it goes. I am excited, nervous, cautiously optimistic. I'm really curious like what I'll learn. And like what, because I feel like, it's I feel like I was doing all the right things, like, but I'm sure I wasn't. I'm sure there are like things that I should be doing better. So I'll definitely share what I learn. I also, it's been a lot of firsts. I also went to my first pelvic floor PT appointment.
Ooh, tell me what you
Yes.
thought.
Okay, so I kind of knew like what it was, as in like, I know the drill. So for anyone who doesn't know the drill, I mean, I don't know if this happens at every pelvic floor appointment, but like the traditional intake, if you're comfortable with it, is to do like the external or internal and
Yep.
external examination of like your pelvis area basically. And so they can kind of tell you like they can only kind of tell if your pelvic floor is like tight or weak with an internal examination. So it definitely is not for everybody. I mean, again, something we've talked about on this podcast is like, I think if I'm like, it's going to help my running, I'm like, that's fine. And like, I'm okay. I'm okay with it and comfortable with it, but I know that's not for everybody. It was very interesting. I learned a lot. I didn't know you had muscles that you can't get anywhere from the outside. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like, I thought at that point it's an organ, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah.
Before I
didn't
went
know
to
that.
pelvic floor, like I did not know how to use those muscles at all.
Yeah. And you also just don't know, like, yeah, you're like, this can lead to, and also it's like so connected. When you go into the doctor, you see they always have the little like
Diagram or
bone guy that they
Skeleton,
move
yeah.
around. Skeleton, yeah, or
Yeah.
girl in this case. But I honestly am like, we neglect the pelvic floor so much.
So
I've never
much.
seen this. I've never seen this so much.
And it's connected to your core.
Yes.
In an insane way.
Yeah, and I think too another like misconception about pelvic floor therapy is that it is only for people who are like pregnant or just gave birth, and B, like I think I have heard a lot about like Megan. I think it's fairly common to go for like pooping your pants.
Pooping
or,
your
like,
pants,
peeing
yeah.
involved. I'm like,
Pooping your pants. No, it's a real
Yes.
thing. And like after I was convinced, like everybody kept telling me it's diet. You need to see a dietitian. You need to see a nutritionist. I went to pelvic floor once and I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's 100%
Yeah.
it. That is why I poop my pants, which is why I always joke to you guys, like, we're going to get there. One day I'm not going to do it. But like it is a process. Like I have to totally re-strengthen this muscle group.
Yes. And so I think I kind of didn't know like that how many things your pelvic floor can affect. Like I really wouldn't have thought. I mean, who knows? I think it's a mystery why you get injured and like what specifically caused it. And it's probably so many reasons. It's probably not, just my pelvic floor or anything like that. But I would have had no idea that this would be something that I should explore as part of this injury, because I truly didn't really know. I honestly thought the pelvic floor was just like going to the bathroom. I thought that was all it did. So I feel like I would encourage people if like not to be scared of like exploring that as an option. If you have even like a core, like you said, Megan, it's all connected to your core. It's very connected to like your breathing too. And like there's just a bunch of different things.
Could side stitchy play a role?
It could have.
Potentially, yeah. I think so. I was talking to her about it. And like it's kind of the side stitch has gotten better. LOL. As soon as it got better, I got a pubic ramus stress reaction. Yeah. But I told her about that because she's like, "Oh, have you ever had like core problems?" And I'm like, "Oh, have I? Have I ever?" So very interesting.
I think everyone should go to pelvic floor after I
yes.
went. Like I went because I had a baby. But then I learned like, oh my God, this is why I'm also pooping my pants. And then like my whole life, I've always had like, when I had to go to the bathroom, I'd have to go like now. And it turns out like I had a really embarrassingly weak pelvic floor that like even right now while I'm talking to you guys, Rachel, while you were talking about it, I was doing some of my exercises. And that's the great thing about pelvic floor. Like you can literally do the exercises at any point of the day. And it's also not just figuring out how to contract them, but like figuring out how to relax them. And that's like actually one of the reasons I have my GI issues is because I don't know how to relax those muscles. So they get so fatigued that when they give out in a marathon, that's why I poop my pants. Boom.
So interesting. Yeah. So I'm in Chicago. So I went to my old PT in Chicago, who I adore, has a pelvic floor PT in her office. And she actually suggested I explore that when I like reached out to her of like, oh, guess what? I did this injury again. Like, and she was like, you know what? I really think you should try pelvic floor. So I went to someone in her practice just for like an initial intake to learn, but I need to find someone in San Francisco. So people really came through with ortho PT recs. So truly, if people have pelvic floor PT recs, send them my way in the Bay Area, preferably in San Francisco. Because I know that's like it's one of those things where you don't just want to go to anybody, you know?
Yeah.
You really want to find someone who like you can trust. And yeah. So I feel like things are looking up because I finally am able to like take some action. I'm also gonna be part of a clinical trial.
Ooh.
On shockwave therapy. So I just did, Karen heard me do my intake call earlier today. So I'm going to do that.
What is shockwave therapy?
You know what?
She's about to find out.
Well, so we were looking it up and I'm probably about to like butcher what it is. But I think it's like it's sending waves in, like you put a device up to your skin. Yeah, Karen, look it up. You put some device up to your skin and you send waves into your body wherever the pain is. Mm-hmm. And I think what it does is it like stresses the bone or the muscle in some way to like stimulate blood flow.
Okay.
So like it's like a good, you know how like you're not just supposed to, I mean, it depends on the injury obviously, but like a lot of times you're not just supposed to like stop everything because you still need to like load the muscle. I think it's a way of doing that in like a very safe and controlled environment of like let's stress it a little bit and like
get the blood flow.
Get the blood flow. Yep.
Some of the recovery.
And so it's proven to be effective for plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis. But the point of the trial is they want to prove its efficacy for bone stress injuries. So pretty cool.
How did you decide to become a part of this trial and how did you find out about it? What was that process?
Great question. I found out about it from Dina, my coach at PDC, and I decided the legend. I mean, she's so well connected. I think that they potentially reached out to her because she obviously like coaches distance runners and they need people. They want people who kind of are at, I actually don't know that this is true, but I assume they want people who are at a somewhat high level because part of the study is also monitoring your like return to competitive sport. So I think they reached out to her knowing that she has a lot of good athletes under her care. And so she recommended it to me. And then I basically I emailed the study director. I went to see the doctor that's leading the study. And I decided to be part of it for a couple reasons. One is that you get like free shockwave. That's great. I might be in the control group. Even still, I think there are like benefits to the study. So like, for example, I'm going to do a DEXA scan. I'm going to do I'll get follow-up MRIs to make sure my healing is progressing. And
they're not putting you in that damn bod pod, are they?
No, it's different.
God.
So a bod pod does. It's a good question. No bod
like,
pods
no,
here.
don't do that.
No, oh my God.
That's
I actually
abuse.
don't think I would get in a bod pod right now. Honestly,
Karen's
it would do nothing
dying.
for me.
And then you end your whole treatment with a bod pod scan, and you're like, God, hell no, I'm not doing
Absolutely not.
We've all been scarred.
No. Yeah, no bod pod. No. Okay, DEXA. Do you know what that is? I just said that. Like,
the DEXA, that's your your bone.
Your bone mineral density. So
Yes.
like,
See,
it's
look at me, I got it. I nailed that.
and it's
I was
legit.
like, that's your bone.
Like, it's not. I don't think it's a bod pod type situation.
No, I've
yes.
had a DEXA scan before.
Yes,
Because I
yes.
kept getting femoral stress fractures. So.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. You did?
Oh yeah, I had 4, 2 in each leg. Yeah.
Wait,
All college.
did you ever discover what it was from? Like,
I had really bad food tendencies, and then I would try to come back too quick, and then the whole cycle was
Jeez.
all related. Yeah.
It was okay. It was like that. Jeez.
I
that's
had to
crazy.
come
That
back
was
to running a
crazy.
different person, which is
Yeah.
who I am now, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Wow.
even know forced stress fracture Megan. I don't know her.
Yeah, and she ain't about to know 3.
Yeah, I'm leaving three puberty stress Rachel behind. No, but yeah, so I decided. So yes, I think I'll get a lot of good information throughout like my healing process, whether or not I'm in the control or the test group, I guess. And then the other thing is I really am like a fan of the mission of the clinical trial. I think I was reading like why the purpose behind it, because they sent that to me, and and I was like, this is so true. They were like, there really aren't a lot of like healing mechanism or like healing things for stress fractures. It's just rest. Like that's all we have. And so it's like, let's try to find things, or like not even find things. I think this shockwave is effective. It's just they have to like prove it in a scientific way before it can be like FDA approved and covered by insurance. And so like if they're able to prove that it's effective, like it could someday, this like pretty expensive treatment could someday be like covered by insurance, which would be amazing. Because yeah, it is kind of like, it's really hard. I think that's what I struggled with a lot at the beginning of this injury is like, there's just like nothing you can do besides wait for yourself to be not in pain anymore. And that's like so frustrating. So I hope that this ends up resulting in someday like people could take action like way quicker on their injury, and hopefully like return to what they actually want to do, even just a couple weeks quicker. I'm like, that would make a huge difference. So
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
Or
I
even
feel
like on a higher level, you think of like
Yeah.
other sports, right? With the NBA finals were just on last night, and there's been like basketball players who have struggled with a bone stress injury, which is very different than a runner because we're doing all the pounding, but that might be something like in a game 7 situation, this player could play through if they had access to these things. So we're talking about like, hundreds of millions of dollars on the line with something like that when you're factoring in TV contracts, you're factoring in these NBA salaries that are hundreds of millions, like there's a lot of money that could come out of this as well that could benefit, while it's benefiting us for returning to run, but it's like going to benefit potentially the Knicks if they win a championship for the first time in 53 years or whatever it is. Anyways, I think this is great. And I think it could have a profound impact, not just for runners, but for like athletes at large.
Yeah, for sure. But one last update is that I feel like I really turned a corner this past week on like pain. Like I feel like I'm sitting here and I'm not in any pain, which is like so amazing. I think, and I mean, I like was definitely not looking at my injury this way at the start, but I do think like you really appreciate like the simple act of like being able to sit and like not be in pain when you, I mean, and it hasn't even been that long. But like for probably 3 weeks, I was like uncomfortable 90% of the time when I was awake. And so it's like, I feel like this has been the first week where I've felt pretty good. I've been able to walk more. I like went to, again, like I was already gonna go to my cousin's wedding and like have a great time and like pubic bone be damned, but like I was able to do that and I like feel okay today. Like I'm like, it's not amazing, but I feel okay. And so I'm just like feeling very grateful for that. And then I'm also like trying to look on the silver lining. I'm like, I had probably a lot more fun and I shut down the wedding. That is not
Hell yeah.
that is not who I am normally. And I think like having a break from running, I think if anyone else is in this situation, I've been able to feel a little bit better knowing that like there are actually some, like sometimes I'm like, ugh, there's no silver lining. Like that's, let's just get through this time. But I do think like one real silver lining is I got to like stay out till, 2 or 3 a.m. with all my cousins and like not be like, oh my gosh, I have a long run tomorrow. Like that is a true silver lining of like,
Were you taking
not
shots?
training. No, I will not take a shot. I haven't taken a shot since actually, Karen, do you remember this? I think it was my 24th birthday. I don't think you were there, but we had a long run the next day and I slept through it.
Yeah, I remember that. Wait, that wasn't the time you got locked out. No. That was, sorry.
No, that was
any,
not
any
from-
excuse to mention that time.
That was not from getting locked out was not from being drunk either. That was like, that was just me being stupid. I was literally on my way to church and I locked myself out.
The opposite of drunk.
You're right though. Yeah, I am remembering it because you remember when someone doesn't do that often, those times are memorable. You're like, I remember that time because there's like only like one time.
It's only one time. But I could, so no shots. I didn't even really drink that much. I just was like, I feel like it was very freeing to be like, I don't have to get up and work out tomorrow.
Wow. Rachel,
And I didn't
wish
have
we
to get up and work out today either.
Look
So
at
it's like-
you. I mean, when we had the podcast where you told everybody that you were injured, I did not know if we were going to get to this place. We got a lot quicker.
It did come quick. I think it's like I'm also prepared for there being ups and downs. Like I think coming back is going to be hard. And like also, I mean, it hasn't been all roses. Like it is frustrating to like, I think we've talked a lot about the frustrations of like the medical system and having to like go out and find all these specialists and be like, some of them aren't covered by my insurance. And like, oh, so that's going to be $500 if I want to do that. And it's like, I think that there still have been some frustrations about that, but I'm like feeling pretty good today and like trying to appreciate just like feeling good, being happy, Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy because somebody I was talking to this week, a younger runner who ran in college, early in her professional career, she was talking to me about like how taking off days can sometimes be really difficult and anxiety inducing for some people because they feel like they're going to lose all their fitness and oh my gosh, like I'm not going to be able to run. And like sometimes for people, an off day is really hard. So this person asked me like, how did you get comfortable like taking time off of running? And I was like, well, to be honest with you, it was like because I literally don't have time to be injured or like to go to doctors or like to cross train. Like I don't have time to do that because like when you're in college and you're injured, it's just all taken care of. Like you have a doctor's appointment, your athletic trainer sets it up, you go to it, like you don't have to pay for it, nothing. And now as an adult, not only do I have to like make the appointment, but I have to do it around my work schedule and my kids' schedule and I have to pay for it. So I'm like, I've had to learn how to take an off day because I became an adult, you know? Like it's getting in these doctors,
Totally.
it's hard enough to get your freaking hair cut, you know? Like the fact that you've been handling all of this and have this attitude is so inspiring. I'm blown away. Especially with the way you came on to break the news about the injury.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was-
we are
that
in
was
not a
grim.
good place.
Yeah,
So.
Karen and I were talking of like, I really took, I think this is like how I am a little bit as a person. I feel like I'll feel like really intense emotion. Like if I'm sad about something, I'll feel it like very intensely, but normally for like a short amount of time. And then I'm kind of like, okay, let's get into like problem solving mode. So I feel like
Yeah.
there were like 4 days when like, I mean, truly I was like on the fetal position in my room until 4 p.m. And then I was like, I should probably eat something, but like,
Can we record the pod?
yeah, guys, please let me record the pod so I have a reason to get up.
You were texting us that day.
Yes.
Like you guys are around.
Yes.
You know what they say? Sorry, in Gilmore Girls. I mean, this was more about a breakup, but Lorelai, I think, coined the term "you gotta wallow." You gotta wallow. I think you were wallowing, and you're just like, you know what? No one can say anything during that wallow period to make it better. You just got to get through it.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like it was, though that time was like horrible, I feel like I kind of like felt the things and mourned, you know, the goals that I had in the
You
short
wallowed
term.
quick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what quick is. I also am like not trying to be too drama. I feel like we said this last week when my sister was on the pod and had like a 2-year recovery from meniscus surgery, and I'm like sobbing that I have to take like 6 to 12 weeks off with a very good prognosis of running again. Like
I get it though.
so-
I get it. No,
yeah,
I get
it's
it.
hard when it's like, I mean, it is something I care about, and we all care about so deeply. It's like so many of my goals, it's like, don't make your identity one thing. It's like, well, damn, oops.
Too late. We do a podcast about running. Sorry.
Like, no, like I'm just so obsessed. Like I'm so obsessed
know.
with it. I'm sorry.
I am
Like,
too.
but the good thing is I'm obsessed with like everything about running. So I'm also obsessed with like coaching Jane. I'm also obsessed with like looking up NCAA results. So it's like I can channel this obsession in other ways. It's not necessarily just my running, but I mean, it like nothing can replace going on a run with friends. And like that is like the ultimate dream, is to get back to that place where I can do that. But until then, we'll try to keep on keeping on, try to figure out the root cause that this doesn't happen again, or root causes. And try not to go broke while doing it.
That's probably most important.
Yeah.
No, you're amazing. Rachel, I think your comeback from this injury is going to inspire a lot of people, and it's been really fun to hear, and it's going to be even more fun to watch you tackle all of this. But please do not go broke in the process, because we have to dive into the rundown. There's a massive race coming to Napa Valley. As our Bay Area expert, Rachel, do you want to tell us about this Taco Bell 50K?
Okay, yes. So I feel like we talked about the Chipotle challenge on this podcast, and we kind of roasted a little bit. I just want to apologize to the Chipotle challenge, because the Taco Bell 50K is 1,000 times worse. Okay, guys. I don't know if this is like Taco Bell sanctioned, or if it's just people that like, I feel like Taco Bell, of the fast food restaurants, has like the most lore. Like, well, maybe McDonald's. I don't know. There's like the Big Mac, but I feel like there's so many famous things at Taco Bell, like a chalupa and like a, I don't know.
I feel like it's McDonald's, then Burger King, then probably Wendy's, then Taco Bell.
Okay, I don't know.
Taco Bell's always coming out with new stuff, though. I think that they are one of the fast food chains that's always coming out with like the Cheez-It taco, and they had that a few years ago where it was like a mega Cheez-It on the taco. They're always doing things that I hear
Innovative.
about. So then I guess like, you know, the other few, but there is a bit
Chick-fil-A
of a lore.
the
And people are
fast food.
loyal.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is the fast food place that for some reason when you eat Chick-fil-A, like I could almost be convinced that it's healthy if you talk to me long enough about
We
it.
would get Chick-fil-A at Notre Dame sometimes as like the pre-meet food, and like it's fine. I ate it, but I'm like, this is definitely not like what we probably should be eating the night before. Like, yeah. Let's just say not everyone was eating the Chick-fil-A, which is fine. But
Getting Chick talks fast food.
Rachel's like, you gonna finish that?
I'm like, hey, can I have your sauce packet? I don't even like Chick-fil-A. I've actually not had it except in college.
Can I get the bread from the chicken nugget that you skinned off? No. Okay.
Yeah, we might need to cut this.
We might need to cut some of this out.
Okay, so
Leave it.
let's talk about the Taco Bell 50K. Do you want me to hold this, by the way?
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
We're passing the mic back and forth. We said that, but so if the audio's weird, whatever. Okay, it says, can the human stomach and legs and whatnot survive 31-ish miles powered purely by molten cheese, meat, and tortillas? Come find out. Okay, it's 100% unsanctioned. So that answers our question. It is not like the Chipotle challenge, which is like sanctioned by Chipotle. It's just people doing this, but it's like very official. It's free entry. You only have to pay for your food. So here's how it works. You basically go between 2 Taco Bells for 50K.
How
And
many miles is 50K?
I think it's 31. So they're going to go between the South Napa Taco Bell and the Jefferson Ave Taco Bell via Vine Trail. So I guess there's a trail that goes between, 2 Taco Bells. It's like the train from like Rome to Florence or something, but it's Taco Bell to Taco Bell.
It's gonna be a bullet train because you got to get there fast to use the bathroom.
Okay, so it's a 10-hour cutoff. So I don't know how often people are taking more than 10 hours. I feel like I would take a long time. Headlamps are required and pacers are allowed. Okay. Do you have a question, Megan?
Go. No, keep going.
Okay, let's go over the mandatory criteria. You must order 1 food item per stop at 9 of the 10 Taco Bells. Drinks and sauce packets don't count. And then Supreme Gauntlet, dietary restrictions allowed within reason. By 4th stop, must consume at least 1 Chalupa or Crunchwrap Supreme. No, I know. By 8th stop, must consume at least 1 Burrito Supreme or Nachos Bel Grande. Keep receipt. No receipt equals no medal. Aggressive honor system active. Don't fake it. Bring your own water. You must carry water between bells. No running. Sections completely dry.
Okay, so what would your strategy be for when you're going to eat these Chalupa Crunchwrap Supremes? Like for the Supreme Gauntlet, are you getting that out of the way early? Or when are you deciding, like what stop along the 50K are you going to just house some Burrito Supreme or Nachos Bel Grande?
Well, this doesn't exactly answer your question, but I was looking up here what's the like healthiest thing to get at Taco Bell, because for which one do you get to choose?
I think so. It looks you have to make 9 stops or 10 Taco Bell stops, 9 with food, and you need to get by the 4th stop you need to get a Chalupa or Crunchwrap Supreme. By the 8th stop you need to get Burrito Supreme or Nacho Bel Grande. So you have like they're locking you in for 2.
I'm asking AI, what would be like I'm trying to give people advice right now. If you're doing this, what's like something you could eat there that's easier on your stomach? And so the safest options that they're saying are the chicken soft taco. It's simple, lower fat, moderate carbs, easy to digest compared to the burritos and bowls. You also can get a bean and rice burrito. Oh. That's a kind of a little sneaky hack.
Yeah, but that's heavy to eat while you're running. So like I'm looking at the menu right now, and I think my strategy, because they said you can't do drinks and you can't do sauce packets, but what if I did these strawberry Cinnabon Delights? They're a 2-pack. They're like these little donuts. They're basically just like carbs and sugar. I can pop 2 of them down. It counts. I think I like start with that for 2 stops. I think the 3rd stop, I take my chalupa because I have to do it by 4th. And maybe by then I'm just so happy to not be eating something sweet.
Yeah.
And it sits a little better. And then I think I pop back over to eating, we could do chips and guac. Chips and guac is an option. You could do cinnamon twists. I think I'm going more like appetizer and then slamming in those other must-gets. But I definitely don't want to start with the chalupa. That's a tough way to go.
And I would avoid anything dairy. So if you can like get the sour cream on the side and then just not eat it, or just don't get it.
Do we think you can do that? Let me pull up this picture.
Well, if you have a dairy allergy.
It says, but you maybe have to prove it. Maybe you have to prove it. I don't know.
They're like, let me take you to the bathroom. I'll prove it.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point, Megan. There's also those cinnamon twisties that I used to get. That could be good. Does a Baja Blast count? It says no drinks.
I don't think Baja Blast counts, but oh wait. There are 2 optional challenges. One is the Diablo challenge, where you lather all food items in Diablo sauce. Plus, you do 1 Diablo sauce shooter at the finish.
A man made this. A man made this challenge.
Yeah, no way a woman would never. A Baja Blast or the Baja Blast challenge, which is that you gulp a total of 2 liters throughout the course.
Do the Baja Blast. It'll give you
I think I would
rush.
elect to not do those challenges.
Yeah,
but I would
agree.
Yeah, I don't. Would either of you? I know, Rachel, you're out on Ragnar's, but would you be in on Taco Bell Ultra?
I was actually thinking this reminds me of the Ragnar because it sounds horrible. I was like, yeah, no. So I actually have a firm limit where I will never race longer than a marathon, just not for me. So a 50K would, right off the bat, without the Taco Bell would be a no. Yeah. So
yeah. But what I was going to say was, I think what we're all forgetting, maybe we aren't experienced in, but this is close to ultra territory. And those ultra people do eat some crazy stuff.
I firmly believe there is a type of person that gravitates towards the trails, and it is a different type of person that gravitates towards the roads. And we all gravitate towards the roads. I would be so curious of the people who do the Taco Bell 50K. Are there more trail people or more road people? And trail people and road people can be friends. It sounds like I'm
we can be friends.
It sounds like I'm
stick to the trails and we get the roads.
Yeah. It sounds like I'm talking about Harry Potter where I'm like, and Gryffindors and Slytherins can be friends, but we all know that.
What would you say? What Harry Potter house would you put marathoners in and trail runners in? Like road marathoners and ultra?
I don't know. Okay. What do you think, Megan? This is a great question.
So I'm not super crazy, and I mean I like Harry Potter, like all the movies, but I wasn't I would go because my sister did. She would stand outside Borders at midnight to get the book, but I think I read maybe 2 of the books. My sister was the type got the book and read it that whole night. So I'm not that passionate about Harry Potter in that way. I like Harry Potter. I'm not a hater. So I can't. I'm not an expert on these houses.
Okay, I think I know. So I am also not I wasn't dressing up. Well, actually, Karen was dressing up for the movie. Karen was dressing up for the movie premieres. She has a funny.
Were you Hermione?
Oh no.
Wait, speak up. Speak into the mic. You guys are sharing a mic.
Oh no, I was slick back hair Malfoy.
You were Malfoy.
And then with my friend that had really curly hair was Hagrid. I was okay. You know how on Halloween, this wasn't Halloween, I want to be clear. But there's 2 types of girls, and I've flirted on both sides, the sexy Halloween costumes and then the more ugly funny ones. I'm just pro ugly funny always. And yeah, I fully did a slick back Malfoy.
I love it.
Slytherin outfit.
Okay, I was gonna say, and I don't know, I read all the books, but I'm not I didn't decide which house I would be in or do all the lore stuff, but these are my thoughts. I feel like trail would be Hufflepuff, and
Everybody loves a
marathon would be
Hufflepuff. They're just chill.
Ravenclaws. And this is a Ravenclaw. And this is my reasoning. And I don't even know, like, Karen, don't show me what chat is saying. Hufflepuff to me is like kind of like a little bit like la-di-da free spirit energy. I feel like that's trail. They're like, I don't care when I get there as long as I enjoy the journey, you know? Like it's like I would want to see these beautiful places, like I want to do the craziest thing I can think of. I want to get Taco Bell. I want to run a Ragnar. Like, you know.
We all wish we had a dash of Hufflepuff in us.
We all wish we all
we could all use
could
one.
Be so lucky. Yeah. I think marathon is Raven, or I was about to say Ravenswood. Raven.
She's in Chicago, baby.
Yeah. Ravenclaw. And I think Ravenclaw's reputation is that they're kind of like the nerds of Hogwarts. And I feel like, am I like spot on or am I spot?
You are.
I love how
you're on.
my house. You're Ravensclaw.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. And they also, I think, have a little bit of like a superiority complex about it, which I think marathoners can have. Like, we love that we run a marathon. Sorry. Like, that's just.
And then our track stars, like pro track athletes, I think they're probably Gryffindor, right?
Well, okay, so you were totally right, Rachel, in your descriptions of like Hufflepuff being more loyalty, hard work, patience, fairness, kindness, reliable, humble. You know, it is the Hufflepuff kind of more like she was a fairy. I think that's right. Ravenclaw also the same: intelligent, wisdom, wit, creativity, curiosity. So where I would put maybe some other people, so we've got Gryffindor, which is like, we know it's Harry Potter. It's courage, bravery, nerve, chivalry, determination. I feel like that's like field events. Like if we're going to break down the whole like running, I feel like that's more field events. And then Slytherin is more track athletes because it's like a little more cunning, a little more like you're competing. That's if I had to divvy up some of the other sports, that's what I'd do.
Ooh, I like that.
Championship
honestly,
racing is definitely that way. I was watching the NCAAs. I was like, can someone take the lead, please?
And I think I like because Gryffindor, they're brave. Like everyone wants to be a Gryffindor. Like everyone wants to be like a thrower because they have the most fun. But not all of us were meant to do that in this life.
Right.
And so I feel like but also I think something like the pole vault like requires a lot of bravery because, and like just jumps in general. It's like scary to do that. You're kind of like putting your body on the line in a different way than running, you know?
Dude, I was watching NCAAs yesterday and they were like, and now we'll go over to the high jump highlights and show you the winners. I mean, this girl jumped over 6 feet 7 inches. Like, can you imagine just being able to jump over someone that is 6'7"? And I'm watching and I'm like, and I just fucking run laps around the track. Like, can't I be her instead? Like, can't I do that? That is so much
cool.
cooler.
Yeah,
It's
high
just
jump
cool.
is like so cool.
Oh,
It's
being
giving
able
like
to jump.
it's giving Quidditch. That's why I think
Yes.
like all the field events and stuff
Yeah.
gives like Harry Potter. Like they are the athletes. They are the people that were ball sport people.
Wait, quintessential, I feel like Gryffindor is like the decathlon and heptathlon.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Like Anna Hall is a Gryffindor.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And
Wow.
you can't tell me anything different.
Yeah.
I did not expect this Taco Bell conversation to take this turn, but I
With this Taco
absolutely
Bell
loved every
freaks.
second of it. And in fact, I think we should, for the next show, like bookmark this segment and we're just going to Harry Potterify everything in running. But we do have to talk about something that is very controversial in our group chat. This went down a couple weeks ago, went viral on Instagram is where I saw it. Bride-to-be had all of her bridesmaids come. They wore matching cute outfits and they ran a half marathon on this bachelorette weekend. To me, this is a dream. I would absolutely love to do this. But you guys thought differently on this?
I'm kind of in the middle because I do want to stand 10 toes down that like I think a 5K is the farthest you should ask people to run that aren't maybe traditionally runners for you. So I'm not pro this, but I'm definitely not like anti this in the way that the comments are. I think we gotta read some of the comments, Rachel, on this video.
Yeah, let's pick out a few of our favorites. I'm pretty anti this. And well, first I was like, I feel like I've gained this, not that I wasn't empathetic to people with injuries before, but if someone did this and got injured, how guilty would you feel? Like got a stress fracture?
It's true. I mean, I think this would be, I wouldn't force people who weren't runners to do it, but I would make sure like my running group of friends would be like, hey, on the Bachelorette, we're going to run a half marathon. The rest of the people can do whatever they want during that time, but we're going to do this. I don't think I
Yeah.
would force people to do it, but
So,
I think this would be pretty fun.
but like, so it's kind of like you're just doing a long run then.
Yeah. But we're
Yeah.
going to get dressed cute for it.
Okay, I love that. I think that is something I would definitely do, is like the runners on my bachelorette party, like we'll all go on a run together. But I don't
Yes.
think it will be like wearing bibs like they did. But it's cute. I don't know. I'm like, they clearly were having fun with it based on the video, but the comments are insane. People like love to get mad, as we know from going viral.
Right, from our tuna gate on the plane. But these are some of the comments people said that I think the comments are usually the funniest thing sometimes about this. So, first comment, who needs enemies when you have friends like this? May this bachelorette party never find me. Respectfully, F off. I would end my friendship over this. You know what? If you made me do this, I'd wear white to your wedding. I'm busy that weekend for sure. My favorite, I'd pay to not come to this. Okay, great. No, honestly, okay. That's all right. God, remember when bachelorette weekends were fun? Yeah, people don't like this. I will say, looking at this video, they're having fun. So it doesn't appear that anyone really was putting up a protest here, but I just love rage bait. So that's what I do love about this. I just love that it's rage baiting the people who hate this kind of stuff.
That's very fun.
Yeah. All right. I think it's about time now to move over to our last and final segment here called Chick Chat, where we answer questions that you guys write in. Just a reminder, write us in at gettingchickedpodcast@gmail.com or DM us at Getting Chicked on Instagram, and we will take one of your questions and we'll answer them on the show here. So first question here that we're going to go and answer is this. I live in Chicago and run on the lakefront 90% of the time. I ran a hilly half this spring and really struggled. I'd like to do some other hillier races in the future and be more prepared. Any tips on building hill strength when there's physically not many hills or hilly run routes near you, both Chicago specific and any flat area? Wow, what a great and relevant question. Well, we all have run in Chicago. Megan went to school here. Rachel and I live here. Rachel used to live here. So I think we all probably have some good answers for you based on just our own experiences. For one, there isn't any amazing hill in Chicago that I think is comparable to a lot of these hillier races, but there are some outside of the suburbs. So if you're willing to travel, you have ability to get out there. One of my favorites is up in the North Shore, and it's called Tower Road. It goes down to the beach near Lake Michigan, and it's like an incredible road hill. So if you want to do like repeats, not necessarily like incorporate in a run, that's like one of my favorites that I did over COVID. And I want to be clear, this hill is so nasty. I actually got patellar tendonitis.
No.
Over COVID because I did this hill so many times. So just letting you know, it is an aggressive hill, but it's really awesome. I think it's about 300 meters. So it's like a long hill. You can get a really good workout on it. But I actually got patellar tendonitis, I think, from running down it, not even up it. I just you got to go down it to get up there. So I would just be careful, run zigzags if you can. Like for me, just going straight down it really upset my knee. So on that note, that's what I would say if you can get outside. But yeah, that's my tip.
Yeah, I would also shout out Waterfall Glen, which was like our team's staple for Boston and New York training. It's about like 45 minutes to get out there. and then, be prepared for traffic coming back into the city. So it's not like it is a whole morning thing if you do your long run there. But I mean, our team all ran really well at New York City Marathon. And that's like that's all we did for hills. It's like once a week we would go out to Waterfall Glen and we would get 1,000 feet of elevation in our long run. And then the other thing that I did is run 10 hill repeats up the Navy Pier like flyover. And I think we talked about this on the podcast that the elevation on that hill was allegedly 23 feet. So for 10 hill repeats, I was getting 230 feet of elevation, which is like not anything to write home about, but it's something. So that's an option. We also do parking garages. Like that's not super fun, but it works. Like we do the one on Barry, the Michaels one.
Yeah, there's a Michaels one. I would recommend this. We used to go to Mariano's and they have a parking garage like ramp and we would do hills there. But there were a lot of workers getting there early around like 6 a.m. for like working in like the butcher department and deli. Like that's an earlier time for them. So there were some cars and it didn't always feel safe. I would recommend a retail store that like doesn't truly open till like 9 or 10. That way, if you're doing them early in the morning before work, you're a little more safe. And Michael's was the one we did on like Clark.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea.
Yes, it works so well. And also you don't have to worry. Another reason we would do it is you don't have to worry about like ice and like snow because it's covered. So it works really well. I mean, you kind of look crazy and your Strava route looks crazy, but like whatever. And then I don't do the treadmill a lot. I really don't.
I was just going to say treadmill. That was I live in a hillier area, so I don't run into this problem, but yeah, don't be afraid to, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on your long run. It could even be on some of your easy runs. Like spend some time running on incline on the treadmill. It works.
Yeah, two other minor shout outs. I don't do these a lot and I don't like them, so that's why I'm hesitant to shout them out. But there are two grass hills that if that's your thing, I just don't like the instability on my foot. But there's a Soldier Field sled hill that I have run up before. It's down near Soldier Field. I don't know exactly where, but literally you could just look it up on Google and it'll tell you. It's like a grassier dirt hill that I know people have liked. It's a shorter one, so it's more like a sprint hill. And then Cricket Hill is the one up by Montrose that I've also run on. The footing just isn't great. And it's like truly like grass. It's like a grassy dirt field. So if that's something that you like doing and you've done before, great. Those are just other two, I would say, minor shout outs.
I would add, in addition to Waterfall Glen, out in the southwest suburbs by where I grew up, there's a ton of forest preserve with those crushed gravel trails, very hilly. You can park at Swallow Cliff and go up the stairs, and they believe it's like an 8-mile loop all the way around if you take the yellow path. Very hilly, rolling terrain. So that's another good spot, a little closer to the city than Waterfall Glen, but probably like 35 minutes. So you're not saving a ton, but it's 55. So it is a little less traffic than 90. So
yeah,
another option.
Okay, great. Should we jump into some product recs?
Yes. Zappos. Don't forget, this episode of the Getting Chick podcast is presented by Zappos. We've all been picking out products to promote on the show every single week. Typically, I've been choosing a shoe, but this time, you guys, I'm choosing this fantastic pair of jeans. You heard that right. Denim jeans. I don't know about you, but I've been actually really struggling with what type of jeans to wear lately because the style has changed drastically overnight. Like skinny jeans, throw them away. They're just us millennials. That's not what we're wearing anymore. Barrel intimidated me for a while, but now I've fully leaned in because they are far more comfortable. And I love this Cameron wide leg, front seams, round back pockets in Laverne Page jeans. They're a little pricey, but if you're going to spend the money on like one item of clothing, it's got to be jeans. Like if you have two nice pairs of jeans, you're set with anything. Just wear a t-shirt. But I love these jeans, and you can find them at Zappos.com.
I love it. I love it. And then Megan's going to actually break the world record in a jean marathon. She committed to doing that. So
I did not. In Jacobs.
We all have to wait. This would be like the nightmare marathon rotation would be our 3 product recs today.
My product rec is going to be a shoe. It is the Hoka Skyward laceless sneaker. And transparently, I do not have this newest model. I have like a model that might have been like their first model, but guys, they are still going strong. I still have them. I got my mom a pair. She's going to laugh when she hears this. I got my mom a pair when I got those, and she wore them so much she blew a hole through them in the front toe. It's a laceless sneaker. We know I love a laceless sneaker. I love an easy slide on. If I were to get a color here, it would be the putty white, but I love these shoes. I love the Hoka laceless sneaker. It to me is just like the absolute best car shoe, because as someone who's been driving in a car a lot to go up to Wisconsin, like, you know, obviously you're getting out and you want like supportive shoes and stuff, but it's the best shoe to wear in a car because you can just slip them on and off when you go into the gas station and come back in. Like the worst part about I think car travel is like all the stops and you have to retie your shoes. So that's my little recommendation here. The Hoka Skyward laceless sneaker.
I would love those for. Okay, this is gonna sound bad. I don't take my shoes off on planes, but
no, you should never take your shoes off.
No,
on
no, I
planes.
do not. I think it's disgusting. But I loosen my laces because my feet, you know, your feet swell. And it's always really frustrating because I loosen my laces and like retie my shoes, and then I tighten them again when we land so that I can actually like, you know, run or walk the next day. This would be really nice because I'd imagine they're not. I hate the way laces feel on planes. Yeah. It's like a very weird thing.
Listen,
Megan's
girl, I
looking
bring my
at me
UFO.
like,
I bring my UFO because I put my UFOs
yeah.
in my bag, and then I take the sneakers off and I put my UFOs on for the flight.
Oh,
because I still have a shoe on.
Okay.
So I'm not disgusting because I am wearing a shoe, but it's like my comfy shoes.
Do you have a sock on?
Of course I have a sock on. I'm not an animal.
No bear dogs on the plane.
Yeah, I'm not letting the girls
no dogs
on
on
the
the plane.
Come on. What do you think I am? Sociopath?
That's funny because I was gonna say I know that we all like I have to wear my running shoes because they take up so much space.
Yes.
So it makes sense that
I love
makes
flying
sense.
in carbon. Like I'm boarding the plane group too.
Yep.
I've done it several times because I had to run the marathon right off a flight.
Oh my gosh,
boarding
yeah.
in my Alpha Flies.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, product
yeah.
rec,
People were probably like, who is this like royalty wearing carbon plated shoes just on a flight? Little did they know. Okay, my product rec is so obviously I don't know if you guys heard, I'm struggling with a running injury right now, but I didn't really want to wear like super high heels for my cousin's wedding. And so I was in the kitten heel market, and I have never bought a pair of kitten heels. Ooh. Yeah, but I bought the Franco Sardo Pura slingback shoes. They are available on Zappos. Going strong with my streak of being on sale. Everything I recommend is on sale. I got the blush pink leather color. And I'm not kidding you when I say this is like the shortest heel you will ever own. I think it's like half an inch. Like the rules said, and I'm joking, my cousin like didn't care, but she said wear nude heels, and I said like, does this little baby heel like count? You know, it's like it's like us at the Taco Bell 50K being like, does this little strawberry donut count? I'm like, does this heel count? But yeah, they were super comfy. As far as heels go, I would rather be wearing running shoes, of course. But no, it was great. And yeah, you can get them on Zappos.
Amazing. I'm just very happy to do the podcast with you too. Although I've been jealous this entire time that you're matching and together. But yeah, this was a fun week. We want to wish everybody who's running the Grandma's Marathon a good luck. Gabby Henteman, friend of the show, she will be out there. I can't wait to see what she does.
Ellie Brady,
because she has just been crushing it.
Shout out to our former college teammate, Ellie Brady. She's going to be out
Yes.
there running it. So shout out to you, Ellie. It's going to be
And
great.
Dakota Lindworm, or Dakota Popane, I should say, she is running the full marathon, making like she just ran Boston, PR'd in Boston, I believe. And yeah, she's turning around and she's racing grandma. So I can't wait to see what she does. It's a very fast half as well. Super competitive field. Looking forward to seeing what those ladies can do at grandma's. And then also shout out to all of our fall marathoners who are starting their training plans. I saw Berlin training is kicked off for a lot of people, and Chicago will be next. And seems like people are back to it. So good luck to everybody. We hope you have a great week, and happy running.
Happy running. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.